Belle Collective, Season 7, Episode 10. Shante, Sasha, away. Oh, yeah, and I totally forgot to mention on the last episode, when it was ending and Latrice was talking to Stormy, um, on top of Taste, they got these condos or whatever that they was building and getting together. Now that they're all finished, I guess instead of renting them out, like just having people buy, rent out like apartment style, she was gonna do like Airbnb style, but she's getting a lot of pushback from the neighborhood and things like that. Cause you need licenses and permission and approvals and all that stuff from, the city. And I guess neighboring people is just not having it, and they don't want them on there. They be trying to shut them down and stuff, calling the police on them. Guess what, on Saturday nights or Friday nights when they do the we turn a restaurant into the club type of situation, okay? Because we be doing it. I know, but don't nobody be disturbing the peace because it's made for that, right? But hey, I don't know. I'm from the north, so the racism is a little bit different than it is in the south, I guess we can say. I mean, it's all the same, but we know where to party, where to go versus, like, let's say I'm in my house and I got my music up past midnight or something. Yeah, the bitch is probably gonna try to call the neighbors on me or something like that. Like, hey, yeah, but anywho, I just wanted to just kind of throw that out there. Like, yeah, I know she was struggling with that aspect of it because, she don't want to put the word racism on it. But girl, that's what it is. If you open a restaurant in the white neighborhood, you got to be expecting them white, no, right, push back. So we start the episode with Letitia going to see a financial advisor because, she want to be independent these days. And the best way to do it is with your money, baby, because not Cliff, but Glenn, not that she's saying she gonna leave him or nothing right now, but let's just say somebody knock her up upside the head one day real good and she be like, you know what? Like, she wake up and like, I don't even need this marriage no more and I'm out. And when she can do that, girl, she got her little purse with her. And like the lady said, you can do a post-nup if you want. People do them because, sometimes you get married without the prenup, but you can get one while you married. And start putting stuff down on paper, of the things that y'all accumulate while in the marriage or that you accumulate on yourself. And in that way, protect, protect, protect. And when it comes to this Glenn thing, being the manager, like she said, you can tell him he can be an advisor. Come on now. Why Latrice over here trying to get Marie to admit that she like women's girl, bring her out to a strip club, talking about some, you confessed to us about your little rendezvous while you was in college, your little experimentation. So maybe it's something that you really like. So Marie is like, girl, I had a little one little thing, but I do not like women. You the one though, probably like them while you in here trying to get me to confess to some shit, girl. Boom. But they in there having fun in the strip club though. Throw a little say Latrice was prepared and everything. Had the money stack. Like, here you go, Marie, go have fun. Like, for real, girl, get off me. But they do talk a little bit about how they need to bring the ladies together because, Miss Shante, Marie is just starting to notice that maybe the outside noise is a little bit distracting, right? So maybe we need to have a little meeting, a little talk, and see how all the other ladies feel as well about Miss Shante, okay? And in this midst, she's trying to send out the, like group text invite to everybody and throws a little shade to Carrie's way because Marie like, listen, I don't be trusting that girl like that. When it came to the baby room or stuff, she brings it up and then she pointing fingers at where she heard it from and just not owning up to her part in it, I guess. But listen, her part was just listening to her husband tell her. The part with Marie, because she said, I guess she heard it came maybe from around her way. So let's see, you want to feel some type of way about it? I guess that's just on Marie. Okay, so next we get Letitia and Glenn go out to eat or whatever. But before Glenn gets there, she has a FaceTime with Shante to ask her, you get the invite from Marie. She having a little get together, and Shante was already up on, like, listen, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna go or not because I already know it's an ambush to where everybody about to gang up on me. And of course, Tisha trying to reassure her, like, no, no, girl, it's okay. It won't be like that. Okay, but she'll go. You know what I'm saying? So Glenn shows up and they talking, how you doing, this and that. And of course we roll into their relationship, right? Because on one side we got, she let first take a break as the manager. He's still the manager, he's just taking a break. But for Glenn to keep asking, can I be a manager? She like, well, I went and saw, like maybe you don't have to be a manager. Okay. Let's maybe change the title to like advisor. Okay. To where you can, give advice on, whatever is going on. And, that doesn't that sound a little bit better than manager? And of course he like, girl, I don't know about none of that. Like, that's crazy. Like, when it comes to the Shante thing and all the rumors and, the rumors and the nastiness, he is not really stunting Shante like that. Like, I don't care what she thinks about me and all that stuff. Like, that's, that's all her and that's them. And they'll figure it out, right? But leave me out of it. Especially when it comes to that cheating stuff, because you don't want nobody, please, I don't want no more. But she let him know about the advisor thing, and or her meeting with the financial advisor, I believe. And that's where the dinner turned bad for him. Like, I'm losing my appetite now because you want to talk about what? So for him, it's like, well, at least, listen, she figured it out. Well, she found out that his beneficiary would be split 3 ways at the moment between, him or her, the wife, the son, Josh, and his mother, which he explains in the confessional. Listen, my mama gave me everything, life, all that shit. So, she's on there. Of course, Letitia, like, I mean, love you to death, mother lover. But okay, that's how you feel, fine. And that's pretty much in a just in case, like, he goes first type of thing before the mother. So let's kind of be real on that one, because she might not necessarily get it. If it just depends on who goes where on what times. That's all it is. So you be fine regardless. But when it comes to her and her paperwork and stuff that she trying to get him to be on board with, he like, I don't like it. I don't see it. It ain't for me. So you can go ahead and play with the lawyers and all that stuff if you want to. But I don't know. Now, Miss Carrie, I don't know if Mama Matt like you too much. I actually forget her name. Marilyn. Ooh, I forget, but I think it started with an M. Which would probably explain the Matthew, huh? But he sat down with his mother and just, catching up. And don't listen the way she talking, bitch. I'm your mama now. You ain't seen me in how long? So I'm like, oh shoot. But she, keeping it cute enough, ain't going too hard on them. But she just letting them know, like, yeah, you got to start, she's liking the decisions that he's making now for himself and things like that, moving on with his job. And, because I think, him and Carrie is realizing kids getting older. We're both working, moving around, doing this and this and that. They getting older, and guess what? They got things they need to do, and we probably need to be there for those things, right? So, and I can't remember how many they got, 3, something like that, but more than one, you definitely need to be around. So the new job would definitely help with that. It's just, jumping out there on a wing and a prayer. Him and his friend going to business together. So hopefully everything goes well there. And it's just convincing Carrie that she got to drop this one restaurant. It was Mobile, not Jackson, because I said Jackson before. But drop this Mobile restaurant. We can continue to move forward with the other restaurants that we have, or that she has. And I think she does TikTok or something as well. And boom, like rebuild and go from there. But him telling her and her mama telling her is one thing, because I'm sure she hear it all the time. But if Mama Matt come in there and talk to her, maybe you can, knock a little bit of sense into her. No pun intended, because she sure did say, is there going to be boxing clubs? Because I can see them two not necessarily always getting along, okay? But yeah, I like Mama Matt. Glenn and Tisha's conversation never ain't gonna go nowhere. Every time they get into their relationship stuff, her elevating and doing more of her job. Now she's saying, I believe First is coming back. His absence of leave is over, so he'll be back to work. Of course, Glenn ain't too happy about it, but it is what it is. Okay. And then of course Tisha, want to get a little bit of cosmetics, done. Nothing wrong with that, and of course Glenn is like, I don't like it, because who you want to look good for, right? All that type stuff. You already got the husband and all. It's going to bring unwanted attention and all this and all that. It's what she want to do. It's what she want to do. And then, of course, she's breaking down of all, like the things that she just don't really like, still not really all the way fully trusting in him and all this stuff. And it's a lot of things she still got to work on, and they got to work on. Glenn is just still Glenn's just still Glenn. He don't like the new Tisha. He don't like that she's elevating in such a way to where it's like it's just kicking him out, because he's starting to feel like, why am I here? I'm unwanted. I'm unneeded. Like, what am I doing? What am I supposed to do? And that's why I said, did you or did you not quit your job? And why did you do such a thing? Because that will definitely keep your ass busy. Or why don't you call Cliff or whatever your other homeboys who probably ain't got no job or ain't got shit else to do. And, whatever. Figure it out. But making her be stuck up under you all the time, it's just, what is the point of it? Is what, like, can we ask, did she not ever ask him that? Like, what is the point of me just sitting here all day waiting on you? I don't know. But like I said, them conversations that they always have with each other, it just never ain't gonna go nowhere. And yes, Glenn, every time, like, do you want to leave her or nah? Because every time you get mad, you want to throw up. But then what do you want me for? What I'm here for? We get divorced and all that stuff. Well, then, bye. How about that? That's what she need to say. Goodbye. Take your ass on somewhere, so that's how you feel. Okay, so Latrice and Cliff show off these condos. See, I guess I'm wrong. I thought they said they was on top. Wait. So, okay, it's condos on top of the Taste building, but there's Airbnbs around the way. Okay, so I don't know, but they're going to go see these Airbnbs around the way. I think it was like 5 properties, and they're just about, a few miles away from each other, secluded out in the country, real cute for like a family setting. Like if my family wanted to go somewhere like that, that's perfect for us. Okay, but meeting up with her mama come meet up with her and getting to talking about life, because she kind of want this baby now, and Cliff don't. So just trying to get some advice from her mom, because life is gonna life, right? And she got some, we getting older, he getting older. So yes, the time is a ticking. So she gonna have to figure out, is we gonna do this or is we nah? And I mean, Cliff, it's just decisions, right? I say it's just, yeah. Then did she wait too late? Like, I don't know, So it's unfortunate that, like, cause then, she didn't want him. She didn't want him. And he was like, yes, yes, yes. And then now he just changed his mind like that. Like, dang, girl. All you had to do was just get it over with. But it is what it is. A baby fever, I'm sure every person gets it at some point in their life, especially if you don't have one at all. At least I got one. So the babies is cute, but I'm gonna put them back and put them down. So Glendale gonna take his butt on around to a lawyer to get him some financial advice about what he want to do with the posting up, because he don't really know what it is. So he getting clarity on that and what he supposed to do. So I don't know. Cause like she said, it don't mean you getting a divorce, y'all breaking up or nothing. But I mean, are you? So we'll end the episode with Marie having her little sit down luncheon, dinner, or whatever it was with the ladies. Everybody's cute in their little, outfits and stuff. And, Carrie staying on ready because she didn't appreciate the flip flop comment that, Marie tried to throw at her in the text or whatever, right? So Marie explains that sorry that Latrice decided to decline to come, but this meeting was to discuss outside noise. Okay. So what do we do when we have a girl who's a friend? Okay. And we're just, speaking on it, Letitia. When you have a friend who got beef with another lady in the collective, with another coworker, because they're not necessarily friends like that. Tamara's more close with Latrice in the group and Selena. Okay, she's not that cool with Marie and Letitia like that. And I guess she cool with Carrie, because Carrie, whatever. But yeah, so what do we do when these two girls don't get along? How are we going to navigate said spaces? And Letitia is kind of like, okay, maybe a little taken back, because I mean, for her, was coming around Amanda. I was coming around Amanda, with no problem. I stayed over here, she stayed over there. Didn't even speak. Didn't even have to speak. Shoot. But for Tamara, it's more like, I just don't know if I can necessarily do that. It's just because, I guess first impressions, right? When you meet somebody, you just come up with me with the straight BS instead of like getting to know me. That's where we got a problem. And that's the outside noise that we talking about, right? So for her, it's like, I just don't want to deal with it, and I would prefer not, I just prefer not to deal with it. In walks Shante. Okay, she a little bit late here. I don't know, maybe Marie told her, like, you come at 8:15, they're going to be here at 8. Okay. It's the setup for the setup, because she didn't let them know that she was going to be here. Tamara's shocked and like, what? I can't believe that you was gonna invite her here, and we was just literally 2 seconds ago talking about her and how we didn't want her here. Okay, I thought this was the collective and we trying to get back and get cool and it. But Marie only brought her there so that Tamara can speak her piece and Shante can speak her piece and Letitia can speak their piece, because that is like that little triangle basically, right? So for Tamara, it's like, well, I don't want to deal with it. I'm not about to give her no 15 minutes of fame. She don't need to get no storyline off of me. And Latrice ain't here. Yep. Because I know she didn't want to deal with this. So yep. And she's the only one out of everybody here in this group actually that supports me 100%, that I know for sure. So let me exit. And as she's exiting, of course they're trying to tell her to stay and this and this and that. And Shante like, yeah, because you basically calling her punk ass for trying to leave. And Tamara like, girl, no, because what you ain't gonna do is try to call me out because you are the one that need a piece of this, okay, to get you some shine. And I'm not trying to give it to you, sweetheart. That's why I'm trying to exit stage left. And you can sit here and canoodle with the rest of the collective about how y'all want to navigate the group and whatever y'all want to do. But in the meantime, I'm up out of here. Okay? So I said, okay, Tamara, go ahead and get activated on them hoes. Okay? Put that fur on and bounce. All right? I liked it. I give it to her. I like it. I said, okay, Tamara. Because you be quiet though. We just, you just don't know. But you gave it to her right there. Say, yeah, not off of my back. So Latrice did right by staying. I mean, actually, if Latrice was there, maybe Tamara would have, right? Somebody would have had her back a little bit to where she would have been more comfortable to maybe sit there and speak it out. Because when Letitia explained the Amanda thing, that's where, Latrice would have definitely had a couple cents to add on to that. But either way, we'll have to get to the next episode, okay? And when we do, yeah, I'll be there. So, no, I'm just playing. But thanks for watching. They're all going to be kind of short, which is good. Because I say this is the easy, quick watch, easy, quick review. And like I said, I just had to catch up with my birthday and all that good stuff. But we'll be back on track. And I'll see y'all later. Belle Collective, bye. Thanks for watching.